Hello everyone, welcome to our October 2025 Science, Technology, Environment, Current Affairs Part 5. In the previous part, we have already covered 35 major updates, and in this video, we move ahead with the next set of important science, technology, environment developments. Stay till the end for quick revision points and key takeaways. Let's start. Next update is India's forest environment accounting advances in 2025. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation MOSPI released the 8th issue of Environmental Accounting on Forest 2025 on 25th September 2025. The publication aligned with United System of Environmental Economic Accounts Framework SEAA framework, and it released the 8th issue of Environmental Accounting on Forest 2025. It offers a detailed view of India's forest ecosystem, accounts at national and state levels. This marks the first dedicated forest accounting report under SEEA, Environment United System of United Nations System of Environmental Economic Accounts. The report was revealed during the 29th Conference of Central and State Statistical Organization in the place is in Chandigarh. The report is divided into two volumes. Volume 1 explains the methodology and present national data. It includes physical asset accounts, extent accounts, condition accounts, and service account. Volume 2 covers states and union territory data showing decadal changes. The report uses India State of Forest Report ISFR as a key data source. Other sources include Forestry Statistic 2021 21 by ICFRE, SEEA, Central and Ecosystem Frameworks, NCA based report, and National Account Statistic. About physical asset account, which comes under volume 1, India's forest cover increased by 17,444.61 square kilometer from 2010-11 to 2021-22. It is approximately 22.50%. So the total forest area reached 7.15 lakh square kilometer, covering 21.76% of geographical area. It reflects successful conservation and regeneration efforts. Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu showed the largest increase with 4,137, 3,122, and 2,606 square kilometer respectively. About extent account, it is between 2013 and 2023, the forest extent account recorded a net rise of 3,356 square kilometers. It was mainly due to reclassification of boundary adjustment. Uttarakhand saw the highest increase in recorded forest area share at 6.3%. Odisha and Jharkhand followed with 1.9%, Odisha and Jharkhand 1.9% increases respectively. So about condition account, growing stock indicates the volume of usable wood in living trees. India's growing stock increased by 305.53 million cubic meters, that is 7.32% from 2013 to 2023. Madhya Pradesh contributed 136 million come, Chandigarh 51 million come, and Telangana 28 million come. So among union territories, Andaman and Nicobar Islands added 77 million come. About service account, provisional services include timber and non-timber forest products. Their economic value increased from 30.72 thousand crore in 211 and 12 to 37.93 thousand crore in 2021 and 22. This account for about 0.16% of India's GDP at current prices. Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Kerala were the top contributors with 23 rupees 23.78, 14.15, and 8.55 thousand crore respectively. About service account, regulating services focus on carbon retention by forest. So their value increased by 51.82% from rupees 409.1 thousand crore in 2015-16 to 620.97 thousand crore in 2021-22. So this is equivalent to 2.63% of GDP at current prices. Arunachal Pradesh rupees 296,000 crore, Uttarakhand rupees 156.6 thousand crore, and Assam rupees 129.96 thousand crore were leading states in carbon retention. Prelims question with answer. Forest environmental accounting primarily aims to assign economic value to ecosystem services. Which global framework guides environmental accounting practices? It is a system of environmental economic accounting, SEE. A. Forest ecosystem include which of the following? So it includes carbon sequestration, that is a carbon retention. India's environmental accounting advances in 2025 contributes directly to green GDP estimation. Mains question is given. Explain the significance of India's advances in forest environmental accounting in 2025. How can an improved green accounting system support climate policy, conservation planning, and sustainable development goals? One liner recap. India's 2025 forest environmental accounting upgrades strengthen ecosystem valuation, support green GDP, and guide better conservation and climate policies. Next update is first Dugong Reserve of India earns international acknowledgement. India's Dugong Conservation Reserve in Park Bay has received formal recognition from the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN). So the motion was adopted at IUCN in World Conservation Congress 2025, which was held in Abu Dhabi. This marks global endorsement of India's marine conservation efforts. The resolution received overwhelming support from governments, NGOs, and research bodies worldwide. Tamil Nadu's initiative is now seen as a model for dugong protection and marine ecosystem restoration. About establishment and location, the Dugong Conservation Reserve were established by Tamil Nadu government on 21st September 2022. It covers 448.34 square kilometers in northern Park Bay. The area includes over 12,250 hectares of seagrass meadows. These meadows are critical feeding grounds for dugongs, a species classified as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. And this reserve is important for dugongs, but also for many other marine species which are dependent on seagrass habitats. Significance of seagrass meadows: it plays an important role in ecology. They provide food, shelter to dugongs and support diverse different types of marine lives. They also maintain water quality and protect shoreliness from erosion. The degradation of these seagrass meadows threatens the survival of dugongs and overall health of marine ecosystem. Conservation of seagrass is important, is therefore essential for sustaining biodiversity in Park Bay and beyond. Threats to dugong and habitat: the motion brought into light several threats to dugong and their habitat. This includes habit destruction, destructive fishing practices, and climate change impacts such as rising sea temperature and extreme weather events. This factor reduce seagrass coverage and disturb dugong population. Immediate action is important to curbs to mitigate these threats and safeguard the marine environment. About innovative conservation efforts, the reserve has introduced innovative restoration techniques. Bamboo and coconut roof frames are used to rehabilitate damaged seagrass meadows. This approach combines scientific knowledge with local community involvement. Such community-led conservation efforts improve the sustainability of marine resource management. The success of this method has drawn international praise and offers a replicable model for other regions. About global collaboration and future direction, the IUCN resolution encourages collaboration between India, Tamil Nadu, international partners. It strengthens monitoring system, building fisheries management capacity, and sharing conservation knowledge. This it also replicate the Indian model in other parts of Indian Ocean and globally. So this cooperation aims to protect dugong population worldwide and promote sustainable marine ecosystem. Dugong is also known as a sea cow. is also known as a sea cow. Dugongs are classified under the IUCN category. It is an endangered species. Dugong primarily depend on which ecosystem? Ecosystem is seagrass meadows. India's first dugong conservation reserve is located in Gulf of Mannar, Tamil Nadu. The global recognition of India Dugong Reservation highlight commitment towards the answer is 1, 2, and 3. That is a marine biodiversity conservation, blue economy, community based conservation. Map based questions. India's first dugong conservation reserve is located in which water bodies? That is Gulf of Mannar, Tamil Nadu. Mains question discuss the ecological importance of dugongs and examine the significance of global recognition of India's first dugong conservation reserve for marine biodiversity conservation and sustainable coastal management. One liner recap. India's first dugong conservation reserve located in Gulf of Mannar has received global recognition for its role in protecting endangered sea cows and sea grass ecosystem. So image is given of the Gulf of Mannar on the map. The Gulf of Mannar is located between India and Sri Lanka. Dugong is India are mainly found in which of the following region? The region is Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay, and Andaman Nicobar Islands. Gulf of Mannar, please. Now, seagrass meadows critical for dugong survival are most abundantly found in area Gulf of Mannar, Park Bay region. India's first dugong conservation reserve in Park Bay, the Gulf of Mannar Biosphere Reserve is jointly influenced by Bay of Bengal currents and monsoon winds. Next update is Environmental Watchdog NGT acts to safeguard Chennai's Pallikaranai wetland. The Southern Bench of National Green Tribunal NGT has recently ordered a suspension of all construction activities within 1 kilometers of Pallikaranai marshlands. So, this directive aims to protect the ecological sensitive wetland until a detailed scientific study define its precise zone of influence. The order responds to reports of landfilling and construction inside the Perambakam wetland, which is hydrologically connected to larger Palikarnai mass system. Palikarnai mass, declared as Ramsar site in 2022, is one of the last remaining natural wetlands in Chennai. It plays important role in flood control and maintaining local biodiversity. Recent unregulated construction near the Mars poses risk to ecological balance and the safety of surrounding communities. Legal intervention by National Green Tribunal (NGT), the NGT bench led by Justice Puspa Satyanarayana and expert member Prashant Gargava acted so much after media reports brought into light illegal activities near the Mars. The tribunal noted that survey number is 286 in Parambukam village lies just 246 kilometers from the Mars boundary. So the bench states that any unauthorized work here could disrupt water inflows and increase flood risk. Developer claims and tribunal's observation. The developers Grand City Development Company LLP claim the land falls under a primary residential use zone as per the Chennai Metropolitan Development Authority master plan. They argued that only the temporary labeling was done to conduct a land survey, not permanent construction. However, the tribunal clarified that land use zoning cannot supersede environmental concern, especially in ecologically sensitive zones. Role of Tamil Nadu State Wetland Authority. The Tamil Nadu State Wetland Authority TNSWA has provisionally identified a 1 kilometer buffer zone around the Mars using topographical and hydrological models. So this zone marks the Mars ecological influence area. The integrated management plan, which will formalize this zone, is under revision and expected to provide clear guidance for future activities. Direction for coordination and compliance. The NGT has directed TNSWA, the Water Resource Department CMDA, to expedite the completion of the IMP. Until the plan is finalized, the buffer zone officially notified no new permission or approvals for projects affecting the marks or its hydrological system shall be granted. This BOPS aims to preserve mass ecological function and protect local communities from flood hazards. Prelims question: the Palakanai Mars recently news is located in which state? Tamil Nadu. Palakanai Mars is best described as a coastal wetland marshlands. The NGT was established under which act? The National NGT Act 2010. Map-based question prelims. The Palikarnai Mass is located in which city? The Tamil Nadu, Chennai. The Pali Mass lies between which two major water bodies? That is a Pala River and Bay of Bengal. And the answer is it's wrong. And then Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea wrong. Adya River and Kokon River is wrong. Answer is Buckingham Canal and Bay of Bengal. Buckingham Canal and Bay of Bengal. Palakanai Mars is part of the which physiographic region? It is a eastern region, eastern coastal region. Palakanai Mars ultimately drains into which water body? The Bay of Bengal. The Mars plays a crucial important role in flood mitigation for which metropolitan area? That is Chennai. Palakanai Mars is located south of which river in Chennai? Adyar. Mains question is given, examine the ecological significance of Palikarnai Mars and discuss the role of NGT in balancing urban development with wetland conservation in India. A one-liner recap: the NGT halted construction near Chennai's Palikarnai Mars to protect a vital wetlands which that provides flood control, biodiversity support and groundwater recharge. Next update is breakthrough study reveals fiery magma network beneath Santoni. So recent study from June 2024 to February 2025 have revealed underground connection between two neighboring volcanoes near Greece Santoni Islands. An instant storm of earthquakes and surface changes have shown that the same magma source feeds both the Santoni and Colombo volcanoes. So these insight improves understanding of different types of volcanic behavior and risk management in the region. Seismic activity and surface changes: over 1,200 earthquakes struck the Santoni region in early 2025. So these tremors began in July 2024 with the island surface swelling by several centimeters. So this swelling indicates magma rising into Santoni shallow reservoir. The earthquake initially clustered near Santoni, then moved northeast. GPS data showed both Santoni and Colombo volcanoes deflating simultaneously. Thus, this pattern suggests magma movement from a deeper reservoir feeding both volcanoes, Santoni and Colombo volcanoes. Shared magma plumbing system. The study confirmed a shared magmatic plumbing system between Santoni and Colombo volcanoes. Magma flows from deep crustal source towards Santoni before moving away, causing both volcanoes to deflate. This is the first direction observation of such connection. It challenges previous views of volcanoes acting independently and shows complex underground interaction. So, historical and geological context: Santoni catastrophic eruption around 1560 BC ended the Minoan civilization and caused earthquakes, tsunamis, and possibly a volcanic winter. Colombo last erupted in 1650 AD. Both volcanoes remain active and pose risk to the region. The recent seismic warm led Greece to declare a state of emergency due to fears of an eruption, though none occurred. Implication for volcano monitoring: the discovery marks a need for real-time, high-resolution monitoring of volcanoes. Shared magma system complicate eruption prediction since activity in one volcano can affect its neighbor. Although these underground links can improve early warning system, similar magmatic connection may exist in other volcanic regions such as Hawaii Island and Kamchatka. Broader impact on volcanology: the finding and this finding advanced knowledge of how volcanoes interact beneath the surface. It also suggests the volcanic system should be studied as interconnected networks rather than isolated entities. So this approach can refine hazard assessment and disaster preparedness worldwide. So one liner recap is scientists have discovered an underground magma link between Santoni, improving understanding of volcanic behavior and eruption risk. So image is given. how the magma chambers is arise and how the volcanoes prepared. So it's again the earth crust is given, magma accumulates and peak mass zones in zone. The shallow magma chamber receive a new beach of magma, Santoni caldera, and the both volcanoes have active shallow magma reservoir. Both the volcanoes, the Columbus volcanoes in this area. So peaky carry magma to the shallow reservoir. So look at just pause the video and just look at this image. Prelims question with answer is Sant'Antonio volcano is located in which country? That is Greece. Santoni is a part of which volcanic arc is a Hellenic volcanic arcs. The discovery of a magma link between volcanoes suggests interconnected magma plumbing system. Why is the discovery of shared magma system important? It improves volcanic hazard assessment. Main question is given recent study have revealed an underground magma connection between Santani volcanoes. Discuss the significance of this discovery for understanding volcanic system and disaster risk management in tectonically active region. Next update is Oil India's find offshore natural gas near Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Oil India Limited has reported natural gas discovery off the Andaman Islands. This is the first confirmed hydrocarbon find in the region shallow offshore block. So this discovery may mark a new chapter in India's energy exploration efforts, potentially reducing its heavy dependence on imports. Recent discovery and testing oil's exploration well Vijayapuram 2, located about 17 km from Andaman shoreline, encountered natural gas at depth of around 2,212 to 2,250 meters under 295 meters of water. So initial production test showed intermittent gas inflow. Gas sample tested contained 87% methane, confirming the presence of which gas? Natural gas. Further isotope studies are underway to understand the origin of the gas. The exploration contest in Andaman region, the Andaman Sea has long been a target for hydrocarbon exploration due to its geological similarities with proven gas-rich belts extending from Myanmar to Indonesia. Both oil and natural gas corporation ONGC have been active in probing these offshore blocks under the open acreage licensing policy OALP. Prior to this, no confirmed hydrocarbon discovery had been made in the shallow offshore areas of the Andaman Basin. Strategic importance of the finding: India's imports about 88% of its oil and 50% of its 88% of its oil and 50% of its natural gas. Discovery like this could help reduce import dependence and enhance energy security. Andaman's basin potential has been compared to the Guyana oil fields, suggesting large-scale reserve might exist. It might exist. Successful commercialization could transform India's eastern offshore energy landscape. Future exploration and development plans, oil plans, future testing of higher prospects in the block to assess the extent and commercial viability of the gas pool. The discovery will guide future exploration strategy in the region. ONGC ongoing ultra deep water drilling nearby may complement this finding. Confirmation of substantial reserve will be important for investment in infrastructure development. Geological and environmental factor: the Andaman Basin lies in a complex tectonic setting between the Indian and Burmese plates. Its geology suggests potential hydrocarbon migration pathways. Offshore drilling at such depths requires advanced technology and strict environment safeguards. The region's ecological sensitivity demands careful management and exploration activities. Prelims questions which PSU recently discovered natural gas of the Andaman Islands. It is All India Limited. So the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are located in which water body? That is the Andaman Sea. Offshore natural gas discovered it primarily contribute to energy security and import reduction. Andaman Basin is geologically significant because it lies near active subduction zone. Mains question is given: discuss the strategic economic significance of oil India's offshore natural gas discovery near the Andaman Islands. What challenges are associated with hydrocarbon exploration in ecologically sensitive island regions? One liner recap: Oil India offshore natural gas discovery near the Andaman Islands strengthens India's energy security and offshore exploration potential. Next update is rising ozone smog threatens air quality in Indian cities. The Central Pollution Control Board (CPCB) recently reported alarming levels of ground level ozone population in India's urban region. The natural capital region NCR faces the highest ozone concentration, followed by Mumbai metropolitan region MMR. This has raised concern due to ozone's harmful effects on health and environment. Ozone pollution overview. Ground level ozone is a toxic air pollutant formed by chemical reaction between nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds. These reactions are intensified, increased by sunlight. Unlike the protective ozone layer in the stratosphere, surface ozone harms animals, respiratory health, and vegetation. Reason most affected. Central Pollution Control Board analyzed ozone data from 10 major Indian regions during 2023 and early 2024. NCR recorded the highest exceedance with 25 of 57 monitoring stations surpassing the national 8-hour ozone limit of 100 micrograms per cubic meter by over 2%. Mumbai metropolitan region followed with 22 of 45 station exceeding the same limit. Other cities like Pune, Chennai and Bangalore showed comparatively lower but notable ozone levels. Ozone standard and breaches. India's ambient air quality standard set an 8-hour ozone limit at 100 microgram per meter cube and a 1-hour limit at 180 microgram per meter cube. In 2023, four stations, each in NCR and Mumbai Metropolitan Region MMR, and one in Pune, breached the 1-hour standard. During summer 2024, 21 NCR stations exceeded the 1-hour limit, while Mumbai station remained within safe levels. Sources of ozone precursor. Ozone forms from precursors such as nitrogen oxide and volatile organic compounds emitted by vehicles, power plants, and industries. Residential and agriculture activities also contribute carbon monoxide and methane, which also promote ozone creation. Natural source includes biogenic VOCs, soil emission, of nitrogen oxide, wildfires producing carbon monoxide, and biosphere methane emissions. Health and environmental impact. Ground level ozone causes coughing, throat irritation, chest pain, and congestion. Long term exposure worsen respiratory illness like asthma, damage crops and forests, reducing agriculture productivity and biodiversity. Urban areas with high traffic and industrial activity face greater risk. Regulatory and monitoring efforts. The NGT took some moto cognizance of ozone pollution after media reports brought into light the issue. The CPCB extensive monitoring helps identify pollution hotspot and trends. Stricter emission control and cleaner technologies are needed to reduce precursor emission and improve air quality. Ozone pollution, the invisible urban threats, the reason policy is required way forward and impact 7,000 premature death here per year. According to WHO, 5 to 20% loss in crop yields and contributes to global warming also. Which PSU recently discovered natural gas of the Andaman Islands? It is we have already this. Next update is BSF develops drone-mounted radar system for border surveillance. Border Security Force of India is advancing its border surveillance capabilities by developing drone-mounted radar system with assistance from Indian Space Research Organization. These systems are designed to monitor India's western and eastern frontiers without crossing borders. This initiative marks a step in integrating technology with traditional security measures to enhance real-time border management. Recent development in drone radar technology, the BSF has completed the development of drone-based radar system. ISRO is supporting the project by helping fit a small radar onto drones. These radars enables continuous monitoring of enemy movements and intrusion The BSF will manufacture sensitive equipment at its Takhanpur Academy in Madhya Pradesh. This move follows Operation Lesson from Operation Sindoor, which brought into light the importance of drones in future warfare. Operation, there is also operational advantage of drone mounted radars. Drone mounted radars offer several benefits over conventional border surveillance methods. They provide 24 by 7 monitoring capabilities in all weather conditions, including fog, rain, and darkness. Unlike fixed towers or mobile soldiers, drones can cover remote and difficult terrains efficiently. The radars detect moving targets such as intruders or small vehicles, delivering real-time alerts to BSF troops for rapid, immediate response. Strategic impact on border securities. This system will strengthen security along the India-Pakistan and India-Bangladesh borders. It enables surveillance in areas where permanent radar installation or outposts are impractical. So it also help in preventing smuggling and illegal weapon supplies across borders. It also improve detection and quick alert system, improve operational readiness and reduce response time. Integration and future prospect. BSF plans to integrate radar data with other sensors such as infrared cameras and ground sensor. So this fusion will improve target detection accuracy, and the drone's mobility allow deployment over small or large areas as per security needs. In crisis situation, additional drones can be quickly deployed to extend coverage. BSF School of Drone Warfare at Tekkanpur will train personnel on operating this advanced system. Technological shift in border vigilance. The use of drone mounted radars reflects a broader shift towards technology driven border management. It moves beyond traditional method based on physical patrolling and static post. Continuous surveillance, fast alert mechanism, and scalable deployment are key features. So it enhances statistical awareness and support proactive security measure in complex border environments. Next update is new lizard species expand Western Ghats biodiversity record. So recent biodiversity surveys in Western Ghat have revealed findings about rare and endemic lizard species. For the first time, Bedom's cat skink, scientific name is Ristella bedomi, has been recorded in Aralam and Kotiur wildlife sanctuaries. Aralam and Kotiur wildlife sanctuaries. This survey also reconfirmed the presence of critically endangered Kotiur de Gecko Niespis Kotiur renesis, scientific name, a species rediscovered after decades. These discoveries show the rich reptilian diversity and emphasize the importance of ongoing conservation effort in this fragile ecosystem. Survey overview and key findings. The survey was conducted from 20 to 23rd September, organized jointly by Forest Department and Malabar Awareness and Rescue Center for Wildlife (MARC). So it recorded 6 previously unreported agamid lizards, 4 skinks, and 5 geckos. Kotiur de Gecko was found in the Suryamudi forest area of Kotiur Sanctuary. This survey is also first to document Bedom's cat skink in these sanctuaries. Bedom's cat skink is a specific profile, is a small reddish brown lizard with retractile claws and bicarinate scales. It inhabits forested area of the Western Ghats and at altitude between 400 and 1300 meters. And so about this altitude, this species is found. The species is rare and endemic to this region, named after British naturalist Richard Henry Bedome. It has been little studied until now. So Kotiar de Gecko conservation status is the Kotiar de Gecko is critically endangered and was first discovered in 2014 after a long period of absence in records. Its presence in Kotiar sanctuary confirmed the sanctuary's role as a habitat for rare reptiles. This Gecko rediscovery stresses the need for habitat protection and continuous monitoring. Importance of Western Ghats ecosystem. The Western Ghats are a global biodiversity hotspot with many endemic species. The findings from Aralam and Kotiur sanctuaries underline the region's unique reptilian fauna. Protecting this habitat is important for preserving biodiversity and maintaining ecological balance. Capacity building and future plans. Herpetologist Dr. S.R. Ganesh and Mark Secretary Dr. Rosnath Ramesh led this workshop. Future service will focus on amphibian, including the endangered cotior tree frog, to broaden understanding of the region lesser known fauna. Prelims question: recent discovery of new lizard species in the Western Ghat are significant because the reason the global biodiversity hotspot with high levels of endemism, making it crucial for conservation of unique reptile species found nowhere else in the world. Why are recent discovery of lizard species in the Western Ghat important for biodiversity conservation in India? Discuss the challenges involved in conserving such habitats. One line recap: new lizard species discovered reinforce the Western Ghats status as a global biodiversity hotspot with exceptional reptile endemism. Map based question: the Western Ghat mountain range extends through which of the following Indian states? Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Recently discovered lizard species in the Western Ghats are most likely to be found in which type of ecosystem? The ecosystem is found in tropical, evergreen, and semi evergreen forest at mid to high elevation. Which of the following protected area line the Western Ghat, a known hotspot for reptile biodiversity? So, Silent Valley National Park, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, and Agastyamalai Biosphere Reserve. The Agasthalai Range, associated with new reptile discoveries, located at the tri-junction of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Western Ghats, Southern Trip. The Western Ghats are parallel to which of the following geographical feature? The Western Ghat of coast of India along the Arabian Sea. Why are map-based question important for Western Ghat related biodiversity? So these are the points you kindly practice. Exam tip is also given. Next update is false smart outbreak threatened rice production in Punjab. 2025 Kharif season in Punjab was witnessed severe damage to paddy crops due to false smut disease. False smut disease. So continuous rainfall and flooding disrupted is essential antifungal spraying. This has led to widespread infestation threatening the state's agricultural output and farmer livelihoods. Smart outbreak, heavy and incessant rains caused floods across Punjab. This condition prevented timely antifungal treatments on paddy fields. As a result, false smut disease, locally known as Haldi Rog, emerged aggressively. So this disease has affected paddy crops at the maturing and harvesting stages, causing concern among farmers and officials. Extent of crop damage and loss estimates vary. Some experts and legislators report up to 25% damage in affected areas. Agriculture authorities, including Punjab Agriculture University, estimate losses closer to 2.6%. Despite different views, the damage is substantial given the large scale of paddy cultivation in Punjab, which spans over 32.5% lakh hectares. Impact on paddy production economy: Punjab aims to produce 180 lakh tons of paddy this season. However, floods have destroyed nearly 5 lakh acres of cropland across districts like Amritsar, Tarn, Kapurthala, and Firozpur. This destruction threatens to reduce production and disturb supply chains. Additionally, accumulated sand on fields is delaying the sowing of rabi wheat crop, further affecting agricultural productivity. Role of agriculture institution and advisory fellows: criticism have been directed at PIU and the state agriculture department for not using timely advisories to farmers. So these oversight contributes to missed antifungal spraying windows. Experts from PIU acknowledge the infestation but downplay the extent of damage. Former agriculture officials have brought into light the presence of other diseases like Chinese dwarf disease, which remain unreported officially. Current procurement and market situation: despite challenges, paddy procurement began early on 15 September. So far, 1.96 lakh tons have arrived in mandis. Officials expect arrivals to increase as the harvest progresses. The procurement process is important to stabilize farmer incomes and amid crop losses and market uncertainties. Broader agriculture challenges in Punjab: the state's agriculture faces recurring threats from extreme weather events, Floods and unseasonal rains disrupt crop cycle and disease management. So this situation put stress on the need for improved disease surveillance, farmer advisories, and resilient farming practices to reduce future risk. False smut disease in paddy crop is caused by which of the following? Caused by fungus. So caused by the fungus, and the name of the fungus is Ustilaginoidea virens. Ustilaginoidea virens. Which part of the rice plant is primarily affected by false smut disease? Ovaries, grains part, that is the ovaries of rice florets. Conditionally favors false smut disease includes high humidity, excess nitrogen fertilizer, and cloudy and rainy weather. So these are the reason. Main question is discuss the causes, impact, and management strategy of false asthma disease in rice crops in India with a special reference to Punjab. One liner recap. False smut is a fungus disease of rice caused by Ustilaginoidea virens, thriving in humid condition and excessive nitrogen use, severely affecting paddy yield and quality. Next update is Australia approves lecanemab, a breakthrough in Alzheimer's treatment. Dementia is now the leading cause of death in Australia. Alzheimer's disease accounts for 60 to 80% of dementia cases. Recently, Australia Therapeutic Goods Administration approved lecanemab, a new drug for early Alzheimer's disease. It follows the approval of donanemab earlier in 2025. So lecanemab aims to slow disease progression, Alzheimer disease progression. It's slow, but is costly, but it is a little expensive and require careful monitoring also. So lecanemab is a which type of drug? It is a monoclonal antibody drug. So it monoclonal drug is totally lab-made proteins which is designed to target specific molecules. So lecanemab targets amyloid protein in the brain. So amyloid plaques are key features of Alzheimer disease. So this drug helps the immune system of patient remove amyloid deposit to reduce brain damage. Effectiveness of this medicine, lecanemab, a major clinical trial involving how many patients? The 1,734 participants over 18 months showed lecanemab slows Alzheimer's disease progression. Participant had early Alzheimer's or mild cognitive impairment confirmed by PET scans detecting amyloids. The drugs reduced disease progression by 27% compared to placebo. This equates to about 5 months less cognitive decline in the treated group. Some evidence suggests the benefits may continue for up to 4 years. Amyloid levels in the brain dropped, but symptoms did not reverse. Safety and side effects. Safety concern exist with lecanemab. About 12.6% of treated patients develop brain swelling. This risk increased to 32.6% in patients with two copies of ApoE4 gene. Symptoms of brain swelling include headaches, dizziness, blurred vision, and balance issues, mostly mild. So serious brain bleeds occurred in a few patients on blood thinners. Sometimes it is fatal. Small brain bleeds, microhemorrhages were more common with this drug. Regular MRI scans every 3 months are required to monitor safety of patient. About cost and accessibilities, approximately dollar 40 4 lakh per year in Australia. The pharmaceutical benefit schemes PBS does not currently subsidize it. The treatment involves fortnightly doses for 18 months, then monthly maintenance doses. Additional costs include doctor visit and brain scan also. Pharmaceutical Benefit Advisory Committee PBAC has yet to improve lecanemab for PBS listing. So PBAC rejected donanemab earlier due to uncertain benefits and its high cost. Who can benefit? Lecanemab is only for early stage. It is only for early stage Alzheimer patients. It does not cure the disease of or improve symptoms. It does not cure the disease or improve symptoms. It is ineffective for other types of dementia or for advanced Alzheimer's. Early diagnosis is crucial for treatment's eligibility. Patients showing early signals such as memory loss or confusion should seek medical advice promptly. So, lecanemab, recently approved in Australia, is used for the treatment of which disease? Alzheimer disease. Lecanemab works primarily by targeting which of the following pathological features of Alzheimer disease? That is a beta amyloid plaque in brain. Lecanemab is the most effective and administered at which stage of Alzheimer disease? Early stage or mild cognitive impairment. Mains question discusses significance of approval of lecanemab in the treatment of Alzheimer disease. What is the benefits and limitation? Limitations is high cost and need for early diagnosis, side effect like brain swelling, ARIA. One line recaps, lecanemab is a monoclonal antibody approved in Australia that slows early stage Alzheimer's by targeting beta amyloid plaques in the brain. So it is about the healthy brain size and the shrunken brain size. When a patient is suffering from Alzheimer disease, dying neuron with tangles, plaque formation take place in the brain. It is a healthy neuron. It is a plaque formation in the neuron. So Alzheimer is a specific brain disease that account for how many 60 to 80% of dementia cases. So dementia is a general term for symptoms like decline in memory, reasoning, or other thinking skill. Next update is NASA IMAP mission map solar, wind, and heliosphere. The NASA Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe IMAP launched in September 2025. It aims to explore the heliosphere, a vast protecting bubble formed by solar wind around our solar system. IMAP will help scientists understand how charged particles travel and accelerate in space. This knowledge is important for space weather prediction and protecting Earth's technology and astronauts. About the heliosphere is created by solar wind, a continuous flow of charged particles from the sun. It shields planet from harmful cosmic rays and interstellar particles. Despite its importance, the heliosphere structure and boundaries remain unclear. IMAP seeks to map these boundaries and study how the solar winds interact with the space beyond the solar system. IMAP scientific instruments, it carries 10 specialized instruments. This include energetic neutral atom detector, IMAP LO, IMAP HI, IMAP Ultra that capture neutral atoms formed when charged ions gain electrons. Other sensors measure charged particles, magnetic field, solar wind structures, and interstellar dust. So together they provide comprehensive view of heliosphere environment. Mission orbit and operation IMAP will travel to Sun Earth Lagrange point 1 L1 located around 1.6 million kilometers from Earth toward the Sun. So this point offers a stable orbit with minimal fuel use. From L1, IMAP can continuously observe incoming solar wind and energetic particles. It will send data in near real time. In near real time helps space weather forecasting. Mapping the heliosphere boundary, IMAP will produce the most detailed map of the heliosphere outer boundary, which is called heliopause. This is where the solar wind meets the interstellar medium. It also reveals how particles accelerate and move within this region. IMP allow may distinguish between primary and secondary population of interstellar neutral hydrogen and deuterium at the heliopause. Implication for space weather on Earth about solar wind behavior helps predict space weather events. This event can disrupt satellites, communication system, and power grids on Earth. IMAP data will improve forecasting and help protect critical infrastructures. It also supports astronaut safety too by informing spacecraft shielding and navigation for deep space mission. Broader scientific significance is findings deepen knowledge of how stars create protective bubbles around their planetary system. This has implication for habitability of Earth and exoplanets. So these missiles also offer a vital information about galactic environment and their influence on solar and stellar system. MAP bridges astrophysical theory with direct observation in our cosmic neighborhood. So IMAP mission recently news is associated with which space agency? NASA. What is the primary objective for NASA IMP mission? Mapping solar wind interaction with the heliosphere. Heliosphere is best described as bubble formed by a solar wind surrounding the solar system. IMAP will be positioned at which location for its observation? Lagrange point L1. Mains question: explain the significance of NASA IMP mission in understanding solar wind and heliosphere dynamics. How can such mission help in space weather prediction? One liner recap: NASA IMAP mission will map solar wind interaction to understand the structure and protective role of the heliosphere. Next update is India's electronic component manufacturing scheme surpasses target. The electronic component manufacturing scheme ECMS has received application far exceeding its initial targets. As of 30 September 2025, investment promises total 1,15,351 crore, nearly double the government targets of 59,350 crore. So this increase reflects strong industry interest in deepening India's electronic manufacturing ecosystem beyond finished goods semiconductor fabrication. Background and adjectives of ECMS, Electronics Component Manufacturing System, launched in April 2025. ECMS complements the India Semiconductor Mission. It aims to promote manufacturing of electronic components such as printed circuit boards, PCBs, and some assemblies. The scheme offers output and employment link incentive to approved firms. The government allocated 22,919 crore to support this initiative over 6 years. Investment and production promises. Application received promise production worth over 10 lakh 34,000 crore, more than double the target of 4 lakh 56,500 crore. This indicates strong confidence in India's electronic sector growth potential. One company alone committed 22,000 crore investment. This increase is driven by sectors like electromechanical components and multi-layer PCBs, which attract the highest number of applicants. The scheme targets employment generation of 91,600 person. However, applicants project hiring around 1 lakh 41,000 workers, 1.5 times the targets. This suggests job creation potential in electronics manufacturing and related supply chains. The government received 249 applications spanning diverse components. Incentive disbursal will follow a first come first served policy to encourage early market entry. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has begun fast tracking application scrutiny to expedite approvals. About future development, the government plans to expand incentive to raw materials manufacturing under the upcoming second phase of India semiconductor mission. So this phase is under formulation, has generated positive industry interest. Such expansion aims to further strengthen the domestic electronics value chain. Significance for India's electronic industry: ECMS marks a strategic move to reduce import dependence and build a robust manufacturer base. By focusing on components and sub-assembly, India aims to capture higher value addition in electronics production. The scheme success could position India as a global electronics manufacturing hub. So these are about the part 5 of October's month's science technology environment updates. Kindly watch the next series.